we are getting a Cars 4. Cars is one of the highest grossing franchises Pixar has ever created. Now, you may be thinking, that doesn't seem right. Well, yes, technically the trilogy has made on average $470 million per movie at the box office, which isn't bad, but it isn't anything amazing. But what you're forgetting is how much money Disney and Pixar has made with toy sales. The Cars franchise has made more than 10 billion in merchandise. That's billion with a B, which is 10 times as much as the movies have made. That's one of the misconceptions people have about movies. They forget that the majority of the money a family-friendly or superhero movie makes comes from toy sales. We are never not going to be getting a Minions movie for that reason.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die!
Cars even got a spin-off with planes to capitalize on more merchandise. Some movies are literally just ads to sell toys. So with that being said, it's inevitable that Disney and Pixar are at least considering making a fourth Cars movie.
The cadet's logic is sound.
On the surface, some may consider the Cars movies as racing movies, but that's really just the side story of all the films. The first Cars movie is about self-discovery of Lightning's journey from an arrogant to understanding car, which she learns through friendship and the Radiator Springs community. Cars 2 is mainly centered around Mater on his spy mission, it's Mater's journey of identity and being true to himself. Whereas Cars 3 is about Lightning reflecting on the challenges of aging and the importance of legacy through mentoring crews. Yes, racing is involved in all three, but there's so much more than that, which is why I wanted to take Cars 4 in a new direction of its own.
Go on.
I knew that Finn McMissile was a fan favourite character, so I considered bringing him back.
You'll never feel more alive than when you're almost dead.
I also thought about having more involvement from other vehicles within the Cars universe. We could see some of the planes from the Planes movies, or some boats, or motorbikes, or a rocket ship, or hot air balloons. Ultimately, I wanted to learn about the origins of this Cars universe. How did these sentient cars come to be? Is this a universe where people used to exist? If so, what happened to them?
Great question.
Those were the questions I wanted to answer in my version of the fourth Cars movie. So without further ado, here's my pitch for Cars 4.
On your mark, get set, go!
Cars 4 should be about how sentient cars came to be.
Interesting.
The cars have door handles on them, so we can assume people used to exist in this world. But we later learned that AI technology got so advanced that it took over the world. The people fled to Mars and have been living there ever since. Meanwhile in Radiator Springs, Lightning McQueen sees a spaceship rocketing to Earth. McQueen and the gang drive towards the landing spot. Off the ship emerge people where the cars overhear their objective. They're here to fry all the servers, destroying AI, ending sentient vehicles. The cars gasp, but they're heard by the people, who turn out to be Buzz Lightyear and his Space Rangers. They've been hired by the former people of Earth for this mission. McQueen tries to reason with Lightyear to say that people and cars can live together in harmony if they're just given a chance to prove it.
Let me prove it to you.
Meanwhile, at the facility housing the servers, a taxi finds out that people are back on Earth. The taxi sends out securities to take them out. This includes any car that stands in their way.
Gasp.
McQueen and his crew save the Space Rangers from the security. For the first time in the Cars series, we see people actually go inside the vehicles. That sounds weirder than it actually is.
Moving on.
However, the cars and the Space Rangers are captured and taken to the facility. They try to reason with the taxi, but it doesn't want to go back to driving people around. Here we are thinking that it's the cars that are the enemy, but it's really the billionaire people on Mars that want a second planet.
How?
Buzz and the Space Rangers empathize with the taxi. This is not a villainous character we thought they were going to be. Maybe there is a way for cars and people to coexist without them negatively affecting one another's lives.
What happens next?
The Space Rangers travel to Mars to relay this information. McQueen and the crew join on this mission to try and reason with the people. Unfortunately, the negotiations fail and the leaders of Mars resort to Plan B, nuking the server facility on Earth.
Cool. No, it is not cool.
The rest of the people's society on Mars see that these anthropomorphic cars have feelings and personalities. They see that these cars should be allowed to have Earth without the people re-interfering. The people of Mars already have a perfectly good society. There's no need for them to reclaim Earth. Buzz can relate because he once tried to get his people home, but then they created a new one instead. Now Buzz, Lightning and their crews must stop the nuke before it destroys the facility on Earth. Which they do.
Hooray!
The billionaire gets arrested. The former people of Earth continue to live happily on Mars. The cars resume their life on Earth. They both agree that each species are allowed on either planet as long as they respect one another, while Buzz and the Space Rangers resume saving the galaxy from intergalactic threats. Anyway, let me know what time you want me to come in, Pixar, so I can discuss this further.
I Love it.
Now, I know my pitch is a bit out there, but I think it expands on both the Cars and Lightyear universes and brings life back into them. Lightyear struggled financially at the box office and doesn't look like it's going to be getting a sequel, so this way we can still see those characters again in a new, fun, and fresh setting. It could even help us get another movie in that series.
To infinity
and beyond.
As for Lightning McQueen, his character arc was pretty much complete in Cars 3. At this point, he would have retired from racing, so this way, we still get a fun adventure with the main character. There'll be still racing-esque scenes where they're evading other cars, it'd just be a different type of racing. All the characters you know and love will be back, and we'll even get some new merchandise, characters. But it's an idea that could also incorporate Finn McMissile and Holly Shiftwell from Cars 2 as there are spy elements.
Make me a monster truck.
Request acknowledged.
What the?
Personally, I like it when movies take big swings. I would rather watch a movie that's new and out there and ultimately didn't work than see something that's safe and unoriginal.
Agreed.
In the end, I think this idea could create opportunities for many more Cars movies beyond a fourth film, but this is just my pitch. I would love to know what you think about it. If you don't like my idea, that's totally fine. I would love to know what you would want a Cars 4 to be about.
Pistachio ice cream.
Hey, want to hear some cool Cars facts?
Yes!
Here's some cool fun facts about the Cars franchise. The first Cars movie was released the same year as Pixar's 20th anniversary. Harv is voiced by Top Gear's Jeremy Clarkson in the UK and Jeremy Piven for the rest of the world.
Is this Lightning McQueen the world's fastest racing machine?
Is this Harv, the world's greatest agent?
Each frame of the first Cars movie took on average 17 processor hours to render. The first Cars movie was the final Pixar movie to be released on VHS and the first to be released on Blu-ray.
Come look at this fellow on the radio.
Luigi's license plate number is 445108, which is the latitude and longitude for the main Ferrari factory in Modena, Italy.
A real Ferrari!
The Pizza Planet truck from Toy Story is in the crowd next to an Elvis car.
Man, this is exciting!
There are 105,000 separately animated cars in the stadium at the Piston Cup Showdown race in the first movie.
No admittance without a garage pass. Oh, it's okay. Lightning McQueen knows me.
On the plane ride to Tokyo in Cars 2, Mater and Lightning are watching a Cars version of Takashi's Castle, which is an old Japanese game show. Tomater's passport shows that he was born on January 12, 1957, which would make him 67 years old in 2024.
Whoa! Get it in!
One of the races in Cars 3 is number 31, sponsored by Triple Dent Gum, the commercial from Inside Out.
Triple Dent Gum
will make you smile.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what movie I should pitch next.